friends. Okay. Just had a B- moment on today's Zoom call. You know what? I'm going to go first. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to be a guinea pig. Thank you for being part of it with me. So my plan was to record it. I also wanted to screen share it, and it just crashed and burned. Okay. So anyways, bless Katie and Sheena for being there. So I went ahead and I've shared them in this group. I wanted to kind of recap where I'm at as your leader, and part of why I renamed my coach page. So like 7.5, 8 years ago when I signed up, I was a very different version of Sarah, and I had my unicorn wig and everything was kind of whimsy and fun and lighthearted. And as I've grown in my coaching journey and with my vision for my business, it's Positive Vibe Tribe. That's cool, for like a mug, but it's not what I want my legacy to be. And so faith and freedom are two things that are super aligned and important to me. Number one, I think it's really important to have faith in ourselves and in the journey, to trust the process, especially as you next level yourself. Like there's a lot of different stories, a lot of different layers, a lot of different versions of yourself that you have to meet and explore and grow and heal through. Plus, I also, faith is so important to me, like my faith in God. And so faith, that is why I chose faith. Number one, freedom's super important to me, especially over these last few years with all the stuff that happened. I think that having personal freedom and getting to decide what is right for you, what is an alignment for you, and making your own personal shifts and decisions based on that is really important to me. And we also can create freedom in our lives with this journey, whether it's financial freedom, which is my goal, but also just the freedom to heal yourself and to break generational things and to change your trajectory. Like we have the freedom to do that. And that's why we talk so much about mindset, right? But sometimes we forget that this is a gift, and that just you being committed to your own fitness journey and doing the mindset work, we can find so much freedom in that. So faith and freedom collective, because the power of all of us as a team is really such an important part. It's not just, the Sarah show, or it's just one person. Like as a group, I want you to be involved, and I want you to be part of our leadership community. I want you to grow yourself and get uncomfortable, and also share B- work, because B- work is better than no work. Some is always better than none, and done is always better than perfect. And that's really uncomfortable, but it's also really true. So today I shared a couple different things that I came away from the Kristen Boss Leadership Summit with. And no matter what you're here for, if you are here to make an impact, if you are here to just focus on your own fitness journey, if you want to get a discount, if you want to help other people, whatever your own personal goal is, all of this is a tool that I want you to use. I think it's so important. And it was hard. It was challenging, I think, for the girls on the call. So I'm going to give you these to think on, to chew on. I don't want you to procrastinate this. When you watch this video, I want you to commit to just doing it, because we have stories. We have stories in every area of our life. I'm not a good driver. I'm not good with money. I am an impatient mom, or I'm not good at figuring this out, or I'm not good with tech, or I'm too busy, or whatever. We have stories in every area of our life. So don't say you don't have stories. You just need to be quiet with yourself for a minute and see what comes up. Okay. And make this an experiment as you go through this week. Take a couple minutes every single day and just feel what comes up. And maybe your story is your truth. Maybe it's something you don't want to be your truth anymore. And guess what? You get to change it. You get to peel the layer on it. You get to figure out the root of it. So we're not doing some like hardcore therapy thing here. But I am excited because I enrolled in the leadership school. So I'll be becoming a certified life coach, specifically tailored to network marketers. So you're going to get to work with me on that if that's something you'd like to do. Okay, so this quote that Kristen Boss shared really resonated with me. It said, "Who is hurting because you were hiding?" Who is hurting because you were hiding? Who is stuck because you haven't been brave enough or bold enough or believed in yourself enough to invite them or to follow up with them? Like maybe your story is I'm bothering people, or I don't have anything interesting to share, or nobody would want to join me, or I can't do this, or I don't know how to get results, or I don't know how to lead, or I don't know how to run a group, or I don't know how to invite people. These are all stories. Every single thing in our life is figure outable. Every single thing. I have 100% faith in you. So something to think about. Who is hiding? Who is hurting because you are hiding? In order to heal a story, we must expose it for the lie that it is. We must contend with it. We must address it. We must face it head on and decide that it can no longer come with us. Some of your stories serve you. Some of your stories are worth keeping right now, but there will be some stories. I know there are stories in all of our lives that don't feel good, and we walk away from it feeling battered and shamey and sad and discouraged. And if you have those stories, even if you think it is your truth right now, you have the power to work through that and to dig into it and to figure out what is the underlying thing. And if you're like, I don't know how to do that, well, this would be a great thing to do therapy on. Or just journal, just freaking brain dump it, okay? So there was 4 journal prompts that I shared, and they've been shared in this group. I will upload this to YouTube as well. So if you see this on YouTube and you want to know more, you're going to message me, okay? But number 1 prompt is, what story has been keeping you stuck in the past? What story has been keeping you stuck in the past? What is the story stolen from you? Why is it important for you to let this story go? And when you view this with compassion, how has this story protected you or served you? The whole point of this is not to come at yourself with judgment. It's not to have shame. It's not to feel bad. It's not to be like, oh, look, I messed up this area of my life. That's not what this is at all. This is you having intense, massive compassion towards yourself, maybe talking to yourself like you are a child version of yourself. But all of our stories protect us or serve us somehow. And if it's not a story that feels good, if it's not a story that's serving you and that's moving you towards that next level version of yourself, it's time to get rid of the story. So this week, I want you to spend a couple minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes every single day, maybe while you're walking, maybe while you're driving, maybe while you're in the shower or doing dishes, and let the stories surface and write them down. We're not going to work through every single story this week, but it's important to have an idea of what stories are on the table, what stories you're carrying around and allowing to weigh you down and make you feel heavy or battered or behind. We're just identifying our stories with compassion, okay? Oh, I have this on here twice. Okay. And then you have a call to action. So your call to action is to sit with your stories this week and allow them to surface and then just evaluate it. Like, is this a story that feels good? Is this a story that creates shame? Is this a story that makes me feel bad? Is this a story I no longer want to wear? And Kristen Boss, she was interviewing her mastermind group, and she was talking, one of the girls had a story. I can't remember what it was. And Kristen said, that's a jacket that doesn't fit you anymore. That jacket kept you warm. It served you in a certain season, but it no longer looks good on you, sis. Like, you can take that jacket off. You can take that jacket off. You can put it down and you can find a jacket that does look good on you. That was so powerful to me. I was like, I have been wearing this jacket. It doesn't feel good. And I'm done wearing the jacket. I can take the jacket off because it's not a tattoo. I can do the work and I can find a new jacket that fits this season and fits who I want to be. And I can grow into this new jacket. It doesn't have to be a perfect fit right now. I can grow into this new jacket. Okay? So figure out which stories you have that feel good and what needs to shift, what needs to go. Again, it's not like a magical experiment where you're going to do 5 minutes and then have all this clarity, but it's another layer of personal development that will serve you in all areas of your life. And we're not even talking about coaching, like all areas of your life. Okay, so that's the first thing I want you to do. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to think about what you want out of this, out of your journey, out of coaching. If you're here for a discount, that's cool, but like, what do you want out of this? What do you need? What do you need it to fulfill, right? Like, it's accountability, it's community, it's support, it's a way to earn trips, or it's a way to make an impact, or maybe you feel like you want to create some extra income so you have something that is just yours. It can be multiple things, what you want out of this. And I also want you to think about what you want out of your life. Like, what does your dream life look like? How does it feel? What do you do during it? Like, it doesn't have to be you're taking private jets. It could be you get to have a leisurely morning at home with your kids, or you get to have a beautiful garden that you walk around in barefoot. It could be you want, like me, I want to have this like beautiful homestead that's completely debt free. I want to have a husband who's happy and working on himself. I can't really control that, but this is still part of my dream life. And I want you to take some time marinating in that and thinking about it and journaling about it over the next couple weeks. Because if you don't know what you want your dream life to look like, number one, you might have aspects of your dream life right now that you're not celebrating. And number two, if you don't know what you're going towards, it's really hard to collect your wins. It's also hard to kind of sometimes navigate to the next right thing. So what do you want out of this? What do you want out of life? Who do you want to be? Just start peeling those layers, okay? The third thing I'm asking is for you to communicate this to me. So up until now, we're doing everything differently from here on out, okay? I'm so guilty, I apologize, of having a vision, and perhaps you have felt pressured or uncomfortable in needing to show up a certain way for me, and that's not what I want anymore, okay? I want to support you in your journey. I want you to feel proud and inspired and good along the way. I want you to get uncomfortable. I want you to break up with your stories and bust through that next level version of you. But I want you to have your own vision, and I don't need you to fulfill my vision. I'd love to have you here. I'd love to have you engaged. I'd love to have you come on the trips and meet me at Summit. But I want you to figure out what you want out of this. And then I want you to communicate it to me, whether you send me a text or we get on a call, whatever feels good to you. I really genuinely want to know where you're at. And I want to hear more about your wins in your life. I want us to collect those more instead of this being like, something more to do. Yeah, okay. So things you need to know. So moving forward, every Tuesday, we're going to attempt a team call. We're going to do B- work, guys, even if it's uncomfortable. We're going to do it. I'm going to show up consistently at 10 a.m. every Tuesday, and I'll be on Zoom for half an hour. And if you have some thoughts planned out ahead of time, it won't just be like we're just sitting looking at each other. Today was super awkward because it didn't work the way I wanted it to, but it's okay. Work in progress, right? Every Tuesday at 10 a.m., there is that team call. I hope you come. Every Thursday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm going to do a Power 30 with like 2 things, okay? That Power 30 experiment I did with Kristen Boss that I've shared in the group was super helpful. Like literally spending 15 minutes engaging, connecting, being a human, followed with 15 minutes of you crafting a post and sharing a post that is B-level work. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to have doesn't need to be typo free, but something that creates impact and engagement and is not you selling, it's you being a cool human. I'm going to be leading you through that, okay? So every single Thursday, if you want to do it, cool. And then this Saturday, I'm going to be doing a business opportunity. So invite to it, come to it, be a part of it. I'm super excited for where we're going. I have a vision for what I want my life to feel like, and I know that this coaching thing is a part of that. It's not the end all be all, but I know that there's so many other MLMs out there, guys. There's a million of them. There's so many of them. Some of them have different compensation plans. To be honest, some of them might even have better compensation plans. But I'm aligned with what feels right for me. I love my workouts. I love our community. I love the value that this creates in my life. In my life, this has helped me. And I want to share that with more people. I want to help more women create freedom from their stories and from their limiting beliefs. And if that means creating income, that would be great freedom to cultivate too. But I want more of that. So I'm super excited to have this brand new team vibe. I'm really excited to serve you and to help you and to cheer you on along the way. I hope you reach out, and I hope that you take some action this week to figure out what your stories are. I have a whole page. I can keep going because it's like once you turn on some sad music and ask yourself, what's the story? Nobody cares what I have to post on social media, or I don't have a very engaging Instagram account, or I don't know how to take good pictures, or I don't understand tech, or I'm too busy, or I don't know how to do this, or whatever. We all have a million stories, and some of them are true. We're not discounting that, but they're still stories. Okay. So if you watched all this, thanks. Appreciate you. Hope that some part of it resonates. And if you do want to talk, you do want to figure out a plan in a way to make this sustainable for you that feels good and aligned, and it will be uncomfortable because there is growth required. It's not a bad thing. I can't wait to connect with you. Okay? Okay, so go find those prompts. I want you to journal about them this week. I'm going to share this everywhere. I'm going to share this in the coach page. I'm going to share it in the Fit Club page because all of this stuff applies to all of us. We all have stories and limiting beliefs and things that keep us stuck. And I don't know about you, but I want to live a free life. I want to feel proud. I want to break up generational things. I want to show my kids what is possible. But we have to go first, and it has to be imperfect, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to be messy. But who says any of that is bad? Okay? It's just growth, and that's what we're here for.